I got left unsupervised. No, not really. I bought a John Deere 3215A reel mower. This is for mowing golf courses and fairways. Obviously, it probably will not work all that well on my yard. Mostly because even with some modifications that have been done to it, it'll still only cut about 3 1/4, 3.5 inches tall, and I already mow the grass at 4 inches. But, you know, never owned one, probably will never have a chance to own another one, so why not buy it if you have the opportunity, right? Seemed like a good idea at the time. Didn't come without its problems. It actually runs fantastic. The engine is great. It's got like 1,100 and some odd hours on it. Biggest thing, aside from some modifications on the reels themselves, is the fact that it will not reverse. It's got a line in the hydraulic tank that does not work or is pinched or something. So got to fix that. Once I fix that, I'll decide what I want to do with it. I have no earthly idea what I want to do with it. We'll see. I don't know if I'll keep it around for a project, if I'll sell it whole, sell the parts, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so I own it, so I figure I would do a video on it, just because it's kind of cool. Not something everybody owns or has the opportunity to own. So yeah, I'll kind of go over some of the things that I know about it. It is a either 27 or 31 horsepower Yanmar diesel, so it's either got the 3TNE 78 or the 3TNE 82, depending on the model year. Unfortunately, this motor does not have a serial tag on it. So overall, the machine is in fantastic shape. All it says is model 3012D001, but it does not have a Yanmar tag on it to give me the model number of the engine. It's just a John Deere engine serial number. Now, I'm sure somewhere on the motor itself I can find some identification, which I'm sure there will be somewhere. At some point in time I will identify what this engine is. I've done a little bit of studying, and I'm pretty sure it is a 78, not the 82, so it's a little bit older model, so it's probably 28 horsepower. So yeah, I mean, that's the engine. Here, I'll crank it up since it's on park. Sounds great, no problems whatsoever with the engine. Yeah, when you saw, aside from that little bit of smoke on startup, which is normal, it runs great. It's definitely had some maintenance done to it, so that's always a good sign. There are no apparent leaks anywhere that I can find. But basically how these things work is the engine is connected to Then it is connected with a drive shaft to this hydraulic pump right here, and all these piston pumps. So all this is a hydraulic pump. Hydraulics actually power the reel mowers, and they power the front axles. You can get these in 4-wheel drive models. This is just a 2-wheel drive. Each wheel has its own independent motor, hydraulic motor. And so those hydraulic motors are actually located in the hydraulic reservoir. So the front axle, see that big black thing right there? That is actually the hydraulic reservoir. Now overall, this frame almost looks like a F1145 frame, something along those lines, probably pretty darn close. But from the front, so you see the 3 reels in the front, and then it has 2 reels in the back. There's a total of 3 hydraulic cylinders that lift those. You can see the lower one right there, and then one right above it has a really, really long rod, but relatively short stroke. Like I said, the only problem with it that I know of is it does not reverse. That's mostly just due to a hole in the line, the way the hydraulic system works out. You see over here, and then also the overflow of the coolant tank is missing. I mean, but that's what it is. Not a huge deal there. Yeah, it's an interesting purchase. Don't ask me why I did it. You know, I did it because I guess I wanted to. It needs new tires, obviously. I've tried it out in the grass here at the house, and it just doesn't work all that great in our grass. There's lots of grease zerks on it that I need to go around and grease, and everything. But yeah, I just wanted to throw this video out there, show you what I bought. I'll go ahead, before I do anything to it, I'm going to go ahead and fix this hydraulic line in the motor, but I've got to drop the fluid out. It's 12 gallons of high guard. It's in it. So actually I will do something that I rarely ever do, is I will probably pull the high guard out and then I will save it, because I don't want to be putting 12 gallons of high guard in something that I'm potentially going to do other things with. So if anything, I have a 27 or 31 horsepower Yanmar diesel that I can do other projects with. It's always good to have a spare diesel engine, right? I think this is the same diesel in some of the front mount units. But yeah, so I think that's about it. I'll try to get a video of me. I'll show you how it works and everything, and it's pretty simple. The reels themselves are very complicated. There's lots of different options you can get through Deere. You have, here, I'll just use this one as an example. So you have your hydraulic motor, you have your return line. One of these is the return line, and then two of these are the inflow. One is forward, one is reverse. There are two controls on the unit. This button right here controls whether it's forward or reverse. Reverse is for lapping the reels themselves so they stay sharp. This is the speed control right here. This switch right here is actually duplicated back here for the rear reels. So you see that right there. I've already shown you the hydraulic pump, all the controls. So on the reel unit themselves, this machine's had some modifications done to it, so it cuts a little bit higher. I mean, you can mow pretty fast with it. There's just tons and tons of grease zerks everywhere. For instance, I see 1, 2, I think there's 1, 3, and then there's a couple on the reel, and then I think there's one down there. So there's like 4 or 5 grease zerks. Oh yeah, there's one back here on the roller. There should be one right there on the roller. So there's 4 or 5 grease zerks for every single reel, and then there's grease zerks everywhere all over the machine. So it's not going to be something cheap to maintain. And also, like I've said numerous times already in this video, it's not something that you're going to want to use to mow your grass every day. But I guess if you have really good turf at your house and you want to make it look like a fairway in a golf course, this would be the mower for you. I won't tell you how much I paid for it, but I mean, it is what it is. It was cheap enough that I could justify buying it just to have it around for a little bit of time. And we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I'm happy with it. We'll dig into it. I got a technical manual on the way, so once the technical manual gets here, I'll have the hose made, and we'll go ahead with repairs. That way we can try it forward, reverse, and I'll get some videos of it running. I'll try to mow a little bit with it. But yeah, so anyway, this is it. Look for, I bet you there'll probably be 2 or 3 more videos on this thing, and then it'll go away. I don't know if you haven't watched many of my videos. Sometimes I just buy things just to try them out. That's what I'm doing here. I'm going to try it out and see how it goes and go from there. If I find something to do with it, great. If not, oh well. So anyway, thanks for watching.